Hello guys, I hope you're well. I'm a wee bit disappointed in myself, but I'm also kind of proud of my efforts, to be honest, as well. I'm going to take a wee seat because, you know, it's been a tough old couple of weeks. So basically, this week I have had the opportunity and chance to pick up the camera once. We have been non-stop. I think this has been the busiest 2 weeks I've had in a good couple of years, to be honest with you, even with our previous company that we worked with. Obviously Steph's been off. Thank God he's back on Monday. We have basically had the busiest period of time on site. Not only that, we've also had the biggest projects that we've ever kind of really undertook, or the biggest jobs that we've sold so far, have all hit site within the past 2 weeks. Like monster projects, from retrofits to renovations to self-builds. Obviously I've taken you out to a few so you've seen them. And my time has basically been consumed by dealing with the installers on the phone, answering questions that they had, going to site, making sure that, you know, things are running as they should, and, you know, providing the service that we need to provide. And then coming back and catching up with stuff. It has been absolutely mental. Great fun. Like, exactly why we got into this, and I've loved every minute of it. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that I'm like very, very, very close to burnout, as well as working the weekends. And I suppose that there is the linchpin. So obviously these videos that we put out, they have to be edited at night or at the weekend, and with what's been happening and what's been going on just now, I just don't have the time to spend 4, 5, 6 hours at a time editing a vlog, because that's how long it takes. Say each vlog's 45 minutes. By the time you watch it through once or twice, cut out the bits that you want to do, add in the effects, add in the text, render it, upload it, make a thumbnail for the front. It takes a long time, and I just haven't had the time to basically put out stuff that I'm happy with. So it's very much a case of, up until now, just get what you get when I pick up the camera. So I apologise. I've let the team down. I'm sure Steph will rib me for it, but also, you know, I've had to process umpteen of the projects that he's sold while he's been away, and that takes priority. That's what we do. We need to get, you know, jobs out the door, over to the factory. We need to run jobs on site, and sometimes, you know, I'm not just going to pick up the camera for the sake of it and film myself, you know, doing quotations and paperwork and drawings, and obviously the phone calls and some of the sites we can't film on, we're not allowed to. So yeah, end of my excuses. It's been a really productive couple of weeks. I've got lots done. All I want is a pint and 9 hours sleep would be amazing. But I'm also feeling very, very grateful for the past couple of weeks that we've had. So it's all good. Anyway, I digress. So the other thing that I was going to say, I mean, I'm even a bit kind of like slopey shoulder on my feet, and I'm using the gimbal to like track me around. We'll continue the vlog here. This is a project out in that you're going to next. I've already been there, so you're going to go there now. It is the biggest project that we've undertook as a company so far. It is huge, massive refurbishment project. Internorm timber HF 410 windows, black inside, black outside, triple glazed, throughout. There's about 46 units in total. There are some absolute monster screens in some of the featured bedrooms, which have proven tricky this week, and you'll see that in the next clip. This is a 3-stage fit, so this is the first stage. The second stage is the swimming pool, which we'll be doing in about 8 weeks' time. And the third stage is the garage and granny annex come granny flat. So that's not been ordered yet. We're going to get that sorted out next week. So yeah, I mean, phenomenal project, but it's had my wee bum puckering for the past few days. But it went touch wood without a hitch. It all went well. So you head off, and then I'll get a quick chat with you when you're back. How are we, guys? It's Wednesday. Another busy week. Another week of planning, coordination, everything else like that. However, we are back out on site again today. We are on the outskirts of Glasgow at a project that we originally visited back in November, December last year. That's it, just getting on site. We were also here a wee while back actually, just having a look at the state of things and seeing where we were at. So this project's been heavily delayed because it is a huge refurbishment project. So guys started this on Monday, which was the day of Storm Floris, I think it was. So that made for an eventful offload, to say the least. However, in usual style, our guys have done absolutely fantastic, and we have now got most of the windows in, with the exception of some additional parts which we're working on just now. So we'll have to come back for a second phase fit. Sorry, I had to quickly cut there and have a chat with the main contractor. However, as I said, this is going to be a 2-part fit. So first phase is going in just now, which is basically the main buyer, the old farmhouse and the surrounding steadings. Second phase will be swimming pool, large extension, but the guys have cracked on really, really well the past few days, so I'll take you around and let you see what this one's looking like. So at the moment, this is going to be the swimming pool area. So as it stands at the moment, we've got 2 of the units here. This steel at the time wasn't built, so we were only able to order these 2 units here. So these ones here, these 3, are going in over in the next 8 weeks. We'll get the order called off for that today. You can see the swimming pool in this area just now, starting to come together. We've got a plant room door to go in here, another plant room door to go in there, and a pool door in that area there as well. So this is all starting to look really, really good. As you can see, stunning kind of garden pond area around here. If we walk around this side, this is really where things start to take shape. Sorry Ben, just the usual socials that I need to do. If it's not on social media, it didn't happen there. What you need? Quality. Okay. Good man, right, cheers Ben, thanks mate. Cool, day probs. So, into the main extension area. So this is actually going to be, I think, a dining room area. And in here, once the steel is up, so at the moment you can see we're open to the world at the minute, but we have a 12-metre sliding door going in this area, which will close this off. Another screen at the side. This is going to be a stunning room. We've got our first slider in here, it's just waiting to be glazed. However, at the moment the guys cannot get into that area because we're pouring concrete. If we come through here, we'll start to get the internal partitions up. We've got all the windows in. So obviously this is the existing stone building. So the openings are in and out like the dusty bluebells, to say the least. This is classed as the structural opening, so there's framing to go in here, hence why we've got quite a lot of expanding foam. However, all the windows are sat behind the check on the outside, so they're as big as we could make them without actually blocking off the window itself. So these are now all in place and looking really, really good. Still got about 170mm of build up to go on the floor So obviously, as you'd expect in a property like this, there is underfloor heating throughout. So you've got 170mm step up and build up, which is going to run into the back of the doors. So all the doors at the moment are sitting above floor level. I'll show you here. So very similar to actually how we were at Balquhidder, where we have to pack out the bottom of the door in order for it to line through properly. So that's all done and in. This area is now sealed. We've got an extra window over here, which was originally going to be a door, but it's now going to be retained as a window. So we're going to get that framed out. And yeah, this bit's all done. This is actually, you know, the guys have got quite a lot done in a couple of days, but it's a hell of a lot of work in this. Even just moving the glass units around the site is really tight. Obviously, it's a huge project as well, so there's a lot of tradesmen on it, a lot of things happening all the time, so space is a virtue. You know, in terms of tight, we're pouring concrete at the moment. With the large screens in here. We come through to the new part. So again, I say the new part, but this has all been framed out. You see the exposed timbers, which are going to be left out. All the new windows are in here. Again, really nice tight fit. Beautiful sandstone work on the outside of these as well. So these are looking really, really good. And then this one here is the pièce de résistance, as they say. This window is huge. We were going to try and get this fitted today. However, just because of the scaffolding that's on the outside of the building, we downtake the scaffolding first in order to create enough space so that we can manoeuvre the window to the inside. Then once the window is on the inside, we can then move it into place. On this unit here, this is what we call a shuffle glazed system. So basically the glass unit actually sits in this pocket here. So the glass unit is actually bigger than the daylight size, and based on this we've only got about 6mm of tolerance. If it clips the stone, if it clips the frame, the unit will go bang. So this is a very, very risky part of the project, which we were going to try and tackle this afternoon, but we're going to put that off to tomorrow and try and get it in place then. But other than that, it's pretty well tied up for the first phase. We'll probably be back in about 8 weeks' time to do the swimming pool, the main extension and everything else. So it's looking really good. I'll take you into the courtyard, show you a wee bit around there, and then we'll shoot off back to the office. So on the outside of the building, you can see all the new sandstone reveals. You see the windows sat behind the stone reveals perfectly. Beautiful stonework on this. Guys have done a really good job. Same with these openings here. You can see how well this is looking now. And yeah, once this is all done and landscaped, we're good. Last hit of the ball, once this concrete truck goes, is to glaze these units here. So these are all big glass units, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got an entrance door to go in as well. So yeah, just to give you an idea of the scale of these glass units, this is one of them here. Absolutely massive. And dimensions wise or weights wise, 339 kilo. So as I'm standing here, you can see there is the big unit that we're going to try and fit tomorrow. So the guys have had to call it a day because access is just so bad, but you can see that this is why we have to downtake the scaffold, because otherwise we will not get the window in that opening. But it's huge, just under 4 metres in width, so it'll give a pretty much frameless aspect to the view for that room. But all in all, it's looking really good. Cheers guys, see you later on. That is the unit there. So 330 kilos, 1605 in height by 4080 in width. We'll stand here, get an idea of how big it is. It's a big one. So anyway, really good day on site. As I said, that's the boys finished up. Nothing more they can do today. So we're going to call it a day. We're going to shoot home, back to the office, actually get some emails done now. So I hope your wee trip to the outskirts of Glasgow was enjoyable. As you can see, that's some piece of kit. That's going to be a phenomenal home when it's done. And we've still got lots more work to do there, lots more phases. Massive kudos to the contractor on that job for pulling it round. It's also been a kind of noose round our neck, because that project's been pretty well delayed, as I'd said in the video. So a lot of it was like, you know, held up on site, and because of that we had ended up having to store the windows, and there was a lot of windows to store. It was like 15-16 pallets worth, and yeah, it costs money to store windows. However, we had a decent arrangement, a good client, good contractor. We got it all sorted in the end. Project's now been delivered. We don't have to store those goods anymore, which is like a lot of pressure off us, because it's a big bill every week to be coming out of the bank. But yeah, great project. Next week we're heading out to that other big project that we were at, out in like Fife way, East Lothian way, sorry. The one that's got the massive floor plan, the big 3-bedroom house. So I'm going out there on Monday to do the detailed site survey for that. I'm doing that one myself because the survey team are fully booked with everything else that they've got on the cards. And most importantly, the big man's back for his holiday. So I'll get a wee bit of downtime. I'll maybe get to go home at a reasonable time and spend some time with the family, because I've got mega dad guilt at the moment, because yeah, I've like the past 2 weeks I've hardly spent any time with Harry, and it's coming up to his like last few days of the school summer holidays, so I want to spend a bit of time with him next week before he goes back to school on Wednesday. So yeah, tune in next week. I promise we'll get back to normal. As I said, it's just been a bit crazy and a bit mental, very enjoyable. Right now though, I need my bed. I need a beer and I need my bed. And I need my beer, I need my bed, and I also need to edit this, whatever this is going to be. And yeah, we shall see you next week. Full team, back in the game. We go again. Have a great weekend. Catch you later.